Good evening, everyone. Uh, for today, we will talk about pivot table and slicer, and if we have time, the if functions. Okay. If you could open the file shared here yesterday, which is the raw file, CHI drug formulary. Okay. As you see, the file contains a lot of data. These are drugs, medications with the corresponding ICD-10 code. So this file basically shows us uh, what are the accepted diagnoses for medicine. Okay. This other file is the SFDA mapping for each scientific name. Anyway, I want to talk about the pivot and what it does. For pivot table, most of us know that pivot table can be used for amounts, okay? But I want also to share with you that in case you want to know duplications easily, you want to know if there's any duplicates, or for example, if how many diagnosis can I use for this medicine, then we can also use pivot table. It summarizes the data for us. Okay. Here also I believe I have price over here. Strength. In the SFDA. Okay. So here, my first question was, for example, if I put the diagnosis of brain cancer, what are the medications that I can use that will be accepted by the insurance if I put the diagnosis of brain cancer? So here we were given a list that these are available medications. To summarize it, because this is having 26,000 lines, so we can do pivot table. Pivot table, before doing it, you have to select the whole table. So I will press here an indication and press in my keyboard Control Shift down. So I will go to the last entry. And then while holding my Control Shift, I will also again press Control Shift right. So I will also go to the farthest right. And then insert, go to insert here on the ribbon, press pivot table. You can choose new worksheet or existing worksheet. What it means, new worksheet, it will open for you a new book here. Existing worksheet is you can put your pivot table in this existing sheet wherever you want. For me, I always choose new worksheet unless it's a small summary. It's a small file, but this one is a big file. Okay. The pivot table will show us all the available column headers we have from the original table. Since I am more concerned on the medicine and the diagnosis, because actually what I want to do is the validation on the PBM. So, for example here, I will put scientific name. It will give me all the medications listed in this file. Right now, if I highlight it, I have 25,000 lines. But you will see here duplications, right? So if you do pivot table, it will summarize for you as a unique value without any duplications. If you click here, you will see that it went to the rows. This means that it will be listed here, okay, by rows. So how many we have from 25,000? We only have 1,554 medications. That is unique and not duplicated. Now, since I want to know, for example, what are the diagnoses that are acceptable for aciclovir. Okay, so now I don't see the list of diagnosis. What I will do, I will take this diagnosis and drag it here down. Okay, so if I put it here, you will find the diagnosis that are under a specific scientific name. So cyclovir, I have 19 diagnoses I can use while using this. So it means if I use this L40, which is outside of cyclovir, it will be rejected by insurance, right? I can also do vice versa. If I have diagnosis and I want to know what medications I can prescribe for that diagnosis, simply just switch this to. So your first row will be the diagnosis, and then the second will give you all the medications you can prescribe under that diagnosis. Okay, I hope it's clear so far. You can type in the chat box if you have any questions, and I will read them once we finish the lesson. If I remove this one, we can also see that we only have 604 diagnoses that was listed here. Most of them are repeated and they are just showing us what are the medications we can provide. So just remember, pivot table is your tool for summarizing your file. Scientific name. Now, I will teach you one good tool as well. I'm not sure. I believe this one is not yet known by the others, so we can put slicer from pivot table analyze. We can do slicer, which is like filtering for us. So for this, I will put slicer is just think of it as a filter. Okay, but in a more interactive way and easier way. So I want to have a filter on ICD-10 code and scientific name. Why? Because I want, for example, if I will filter T7.2, I want to see immediately that these are the medications that I can prescribe the patient. So I will put it here. This is the slicer. This is what it looks like. Okay. So what it does is simply filtering for you. For example, I want to see the aciclovir again. What are the diagnoses for aciclovir? So these are the diagnoses available for aciclovir. You can remove the filter again. And for example, I want to see all the medications for A48. It's this amoxicillin, D67. So this is what slicer does. See, okay. And then if you want to remove the filter, you can do as well. If you click this, then the slicer will give you an option to click multiple lines. Okay, like this. So I have now two diagnoses and third one. This is this function, multi-select. So if you remove it and click on the fifth one, for example, it will only show us the fifth one and remove the selected cells here. But if you want multiple, then just make sure that this one is clicked before clicking the other diagnosis that you want. Another option you can do in the design is if you don't want it to be together in one column, you can make it tabular. So you will have here On the right side, all your scientific name for the medication, and on the left side are your diagnosis. This is usually used if you want to look up, okay? Because if you have them on the same column, you will have the lookup will not work actually. It will only work on different columns. Okay, and you can also remove blanks from here, design. Okay. Okay, if you want to remove the blanks, we can click here, do not show subtotals. Okay. It will be effective for also if I remove the filter here. See, there will be no more blanks here in between. But if you will show subtotal, bottom of the group, it will appear like this. So better when you do a file, if you don't have any subtotals, like you don't have amounts, you don't want to see the amounts of each category, just remove it. Also, if you do VLOOKUP, since the VLOOKUP will only give you the first one, or if you want to show here T70.2 again, you can go here again on the design, report layout, repeat all item labels. So this is what it will do for you. Okay. So what we have done a while ago, it's show in tabular form. So you will have two columns. Repeat all item labels will repeat all the item labels for you here. Do not repeat. It will remove and only keep the first one. Okay. And do not show subtotals to remove the blanks. Report layout, just I want to show you also. We used the tabular form a while ago. You will see here like a thumbnail of what the pivot will look like. So you have here two columns. The first one, I believe it's compact form. So if I click here again, yes, it will be appearing on the same column, column A. Column B will be blank. Okay, so just to try out the other report layouts for your convenience. Okay, it's the same for the compact form. It's almost the same as the tabular form, only it's coming on the second, and this one remains blank. Okay, so this is the difference. You will see here, there's header, then blank, header, then blank. In tabular form, you will see header and the details directly. Repeat all item labels, you will see here that it's repeated. And do not repeat, there's blank per header. Okay, show all, okay. And I want also to show the pivot table, for example, in financial part. So let me open the file that I shared with you today. This was the file that we used on second day when we talked about the right, left, using the lock. Okay, but now let me remove the functions that we did to have the raw file again. Okay, from here I can now do pivot table again. So just repeat what we have done a while ago. From the first cell, control shift down, and then right, control shift right. So it will be the whole table. Insert pivot table, new worksheet. Okay. Then, for example, I want to know the amount per payer. Because we have here payer. This is like a claim list. Pretend that it's a claim list. We have payer, bill numbers, and the price. Okay, and the items. If I want to know how much is my net amount for each payer, then if I click here, it will go to the rows and the sum of net will usually go here. The Excel has its automatic features. If you click only here and it knows that it's a value, it will directly go here. But in the net, for example, I put a letter A. Okay, I will just change one. I put letter A. I go here. mm, Refresh. Refresh. Now, when I click this, it went to the rows because it detected one single text. Okay. But if your file is only values, if then it will go directly to the values side. Okay. Also, if your file has sometimes you will see your file with this one, with the green on the top over here. It means that the Excel reads this as a text. Okay. Now if I do it again here, again it goes left because it read one cell was text. Usually the text will have green here, and then if you go here, just remove the apostrophe, press enter. Okay, it will usually go back to value. Also, another thing, just like a hack to know if your file is if your cell is a text or a value. A text that contains characters of a text will go on the left, always on the left. But if your cell is a value, it will start on the right. Okay. See here A dash, because it has an A, usually it will be on the left. Okay, going back to the pivot, I press net, it's here on the values. If it goes here as well, you can simply take it from here and put it in the values. It depends on your needs really. For example, MR number. Let's put MR number here. Okay. And you can also put MR number here to count your patients. Now it becomes count instead of sum. We have options. I will show you also that one, but I want to show you also what the columns, yeah, what is this columns used for. Columns is used if you want also to put it here. So it will be enumerated like this. And for example, on the rows, I want to see the bill date, March and April. Okay, so for each one, I can know how much is for April. I will put the net here on the values. Okay, it means for this sponsor, you have 1,165 for April, 30,000 for this sponsor. So this is what the pivot does. It summarizes for you. So instead of putting manual formulas, this is very useful. For the count, we go back to the count and the payer. Let's make this one simple. Okay. For the count of URN, please know that this count of URN is based on the lines. It will count you the lines of URN. For example, Gulfrita. Let's filter Gulfrita here. Okay. Gulfrita has 12 lines URN. Here also 12 because it will count for you the lines. But in actual, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 patients, right? So what you have to do to get that 4 patients, instead of putting on the values, put it here down. Then you will find the 4 patients. Okay, remember that the count over here will count for you the lines. You have 364 total. If I go back here, how many lines we have? We have 364 total count. So if you remove the duplicates, if you want to remove them, you have to put them here on the rows. Okay. And then after the rows, again, what we did, we put it tabular, show all, do not show subtotals. It will look like this, right? Now, I can count how many patients. Okay, what I will do, I will copy, paste it as a values here, and then do another pivot table. Control Shift down and right. I will not include grand total. Insert pivot table. Now I will show you the option for the existing worksheet. If I click existing worksheet, this will be highlighted. So where do you want to put your pivot table? Put it in a blank space, because if you have data over here, or if I put it here, it will not allow me. It will show me an error that you already have a file or characters here. Okay, so make sure to put it in a blank space. Okay, and then if I put payer here, then put the URN number here, then I can now see the count, which is the correct count. Instead of seeing 12, I will see 4. And you see here also our grand total now. If I want only the patients, the count of actual patients, you will see here 165 total, which is also the actual count of our patients. Okay. For pivot table is very powerful if we know how to use it. Just advise also, if you change anything here, always remember to refresh. What I mean is, for example, here, let us put the net amount as a sum. So it's 89,844. It's the same amount that we put here when we use the sum function. Okay, this is what we did on the second day of our course. When we use the sum function, you can use alt equals. This is the shortcut for sum instead of going here. Also this one, yes, alt equals, you will see here alt equals, or instead of typing one by one. So alt equals 89,844, also 89,844. Pivot table is a snapshot of your table of your file. Okay, if you change anything from here, you have to refresh it. For example, this invoice is canceled. I will remove it. Okay, let me delete this. Now my total is 88,968, right? A while ago, it's 89,844. After removing it, it's 88,968. If I go to sheet 1, still it's 89,844. It did not change after I removed. You have to press right click and then refresh the pivot table. Once you refresh it, it will appear here, 88,968. Okay. On our values also, let me go quickly here over the values. Instead of sum, you can change whatever you like it to be. So do you want it to be as count or average, maximum, minimum? So let's say I want to know the average amount for each sponsor. I'll click average. Okay. These are the average amount. How we can validate that? For example, let's try Kim Healthcare. Let me filter Kim Healthcare. Okay. Then I will highlight all the net. The average, you will see it here, down 151.347, 151.347 as average. Okay, this I will return to sum. Also, don't panic if you lose the fields over there. Suddenly you closed it, or when another person shared it with you, there is no field for the pivot table. Just right click, look for the show field list so that you can have the option again. The filters is like same as the slicer. So for example, let me put the payer here in the filters, but you can only choose one. So if you put the payer over here on the filters, you cannot put it in the rows anymore. Otherwise, if you want to filter, click here on the drop down and then select what you want. This is same as a slicer option. Okay, so just click here on the right and then choose what you need, which payers you need. Also on the filter, if you want, for example, to see the branch, okay, if you put any filter here, you will see here on the A that it will appear your filters here. Select multiple, and if I want only A, then it will show me A. For branch B, it will only show me for branch B. Okay, so also for slicer, I can put a slicer again. Insert slicer if I want payer, say. Okay, so it will move. It will come as anytime I put it here. For example, I want to know the daily amount. Bill date here. Okay. Okay, April 25. So it will show here like this. All the days of the claims. So what I did, I simply put the bill date here. So this is the pivot table and slicer. For pivot table, to get the best out of it, you have to know your requirements. Of course, for example, do you want to know only the net of each payer, or you also want to know the gross? So you will put it here. And you want to know the discount. Okay, so it will also give you the sum. Just make sure that it's all sum if you require sum. If I want to see the patients, then I will use this. But how did we come here? You have to do also this one, just removing the duplicates. Uh, Pivot table also. Okay, for pivot table, sometimes when we receive files from other people and there's already pivot and you don't know where it's linked, you can go here on the pivot table analyze and then click change data source here. It will show you where is the data source. So it says here A1 to U361 of this sample file tab. So sample file tab A1. A1 is this A1 to U365 361, sorry. So this is U361. This one. So it means that this pivot table is only capturing those lines. So if I add anything, for example, I want to add until 365 and then refresh this, it will not move unless I change my data source again. Okay. So you always have to check your pivot table. Is it capturing the correct data? Maybe it's not complete. You can easily just click here and then backspace, change it to 365. Okay. Or you can, again, if it's highlighted, like what I did a while ago is pivot table, change data source. While in this highlight, I click over here and then change the number. I can change it to 8, for example. Okay. And you have another option, which is click this data source. And when it's highlighted like this, then click this and then drag your file until here. Okay. And then press OK. Okay, for the design, yes, we talked about it already. You can also do quick design on your table using this design over here and then select what design you want. Okay, if you want to change this format also, you can right click, go to uh, sorry, go to value field settings, number format. So for example, I want to see a number with 1,000 separator and 2 decimal places because this one is currently showing me 4 decimal places. If I want to change it, just go here, value field settings, number format, then choose number. I will press OK and then OK. So now it's changed. So I will do the same here. It's not working if I highlight them all. Okay, press OK. Okay, it will not work. You have to do it by column. But actually, if you right click even on one cell of a column, it will be applicable to all. So for this one, I will right click here on 817. Value field settings, number format, number. Okay, press OK. Okay, then it will be applicable here. You can also highlight it and then go here, make it a number, right? You can do this very easy. However, if you refresh it, sometimes it will. Let me change one. Okay, now this one, it worked. Sometimes when I do highlight like this and change from here, sometimes when I refresh again, it's coming without the comma. So if that happens, just make sure you put it here inside the pivot table and change from here. Okay. We also have. Okay. Are there are questions? You can raise your hand or type on the chat box, please. National ID. For example, I want to know how many Saudi patients. Okay, let's try that. Nationality, I will go here. Tick the nationality and then tick the patients. If again, if I put it on the values, it will count the number of rows, number of lines. But if you want it to be accurate like this, then you have to put it here. Because for Greece, I only have one, but if I put here, how many? Yes, also one, meaning Greece has only one line. Saudi Arabia has 109 patients, Saudi Arabia. But if I put here, Saudi Arabia will have 193. There is another option. I want to teach you same output as this one. Let me take all the nationality, paste it here as a text. Okay, so this is a text. Now I will put all the URN here. Okay. Now we can use the COUNTIF that we have learned last week. So I can use COUNTIF my range is the same as Egypt. Right, so this is how we will read it. So now I will have 10. I think we have 109 for Saudi a while ago. So let's see if that will work. Yes. Okay. I can also use this here. Actually, when we did this, we can also do that. I need the titles. So I will also again use COUNTIF. If this range is equal to this payor, count how many patients. Okay. So I have 4. It will give me the same as this. So that's why I said pivot is just summarizing your file. So the COUNTIF, let me dig deep into that again. It will count for you based on your criteria and range. So this formula, if we read it, count if a column has Egypt, count all the cells in column A that is named Egypt. Okay, you see here it's 10, right? If I move it, let's say I want Saudi Arabia, you can move your file here. So it means count if column A has Saudi Arabia. I press enter, it's 109. So the count if does not follow what is beside it. It's not always the case. Okay, so the count if follows the criteria that you will put here. But of course, it's not reasonable to put a Saudi Arabia here beside Egypt. That's why I put Egypt a while ago. So usually when we do this, it's the one beside it. Okay, just I wanted you to know how to read the formula. For example, Saudi Arabia, I want to change it, make it Kenya or Jordan example. So it will change based on your criteria, not based on what's beside it. Okay. For example, I want to know for each nationality, how much is the claims usually as part of my research. Just for example, who is having the highest contributor. Here we see Egypt because I changed the amount ago. So let's say it's Egypt. Now, using sum if. This is another type of if. We used count if. Now we will use sum if. Okay, sum if will add for me all the values within the range that is accepted in my criteria. For example, I will say sum if I want to know the amount for each nationality. Okay, I can go here on the sample file. Sum if this nationality is comma, I will press comma, is the same as this nationality. And then sum for me, sum range. Sum for me the net. Give me the sum of that. Okay. This is the same output as this one. Let me autofill that. So I will get same as the pivot. So just it's good option to know that there is a formula called SUMIF and there is pivot table function. SUMIF I want to repeat it how we did. So you can go also here to the functions. Let's do sum if, double click. So it will ask you what is the range of the criteria. So since I am, my criteria, it's nationality. So I will go to the nationality here, the range nationality, and my criteria is Egypt, and then some range. What do you want to add? So it will be O. So always remember that the range pertains to your criteria and some range is different. Okay. So usually if I see formulas like this, I read it in my mind as sum if this column has this cell and then give me the summation of this column. Sum if this column has this criteria, which is CJ, and then give me the sum of this. Okay. In my first year of using Excel, I faced an issue on this one because my boss gave me sum if of P, column P, and 4, but in the sample file, she only put like this. For example, O2 to O365. She said, this is the one I want to add. So she put O2 to O365. Okay. When we added it, it was not matching. Only giving me 4,000. I'm not exactly sure also why, but when I investigated, I I noticed that this range of my criteria is not matching my sum range because this is only O2 to O365. Quickly change it to O column, the whole column. If you want to press the column, you need to press the whole column here on up on the letter itself. If I press inside O or just the net, it will be O1. This is O352. If you drag it, O348 to 358. Make sure to press the whole column. If you press the whole column here, press the whole column also on the sum range. Your range should be matching the number of lines. So now I will, so a while ago we have 4,000 total only. Let's see. Yes, now it's fixed. Okay. We also have average if. It's also available. Average if. Okay. Sum if, like the count if. I remember we talked about the count ifs. Okay, there are many criterias in count ifs. In sum if, we can also put many criteria. What I mean is, for example, I will put sum ifs. Okay. Sum range. But here you have to put what column you want to add. For example, I want to know all the Saudi patient under the Payorita Arabia. Okay, so what I will do, I will add all the net, some range of net. My range 1 is the nationality. Okay, I click nationality because I want all the nationality with Saudi Arabia, and I will click the criteria as, sorry, Egypt first. Let's do Egypt first. Egypt, and then criteria range 2 now is my payer. Okay, click payer, and then criteria 2 is Gulf Rita. Sorry, Rita Arabia. Okay, or you can type it also. Okay, but when you type a text, make sure you put the apostrophes here, quotations, or you can simply, if you have here, then just click it. Okay, so what does this tell us? Give me the sum in the O of sample file if this column is equal to this N4, and if this column, the G payer, is equal to P6, which is Rita Arabia. So this is how we read it. Okay, if I press OK, for Egypt, meaning I have 548, 555 under Rita Arabia. If I want to change this, let's say I want to know for Gulf Rita, how many Egyptians in Gulf Rita? It's 0. Okay. For example, I want to know now how much, this is the summation of the net, and this is my range of the nationality. So this is my nationality, which is Egypt. I want to know all the Saudis under Saudi Arabia. Okay. If I press, then it's 9,777. Okay. Let's try again. I will make this Egypt. So it will be beside the Egypt. Now, let me lock this to Rita Arabia because, if I drag it, you see here, it becomes Rita Center. And this one becomes Rita, self-pay. Okay, if I drag further down, it will be Jordan and Yarita. So if you don't lock it, it will go down with you. Okay, so since I only want to know all Rita Arabia patients, I will lock K6. I will press F4 on my keyboard so the dollar signs will appear. Okay, so if I drag them down, this Rita Arabia is not moving anymore. Okay, but the Jordan, Egypt, it's going down. Why? Because I did not put any lock on the N5. So K6 is locked, but N5, it will change as I drag it down. So N5, the next, this 2870, if I check the formula, it will be N6. Okay, then N7. Okay, but this one stays locked. Now, if I add this all, I pressed Alt equals, take the sum, it's 575, meaning Rita Arabia should have total of 575 to make sure that my formula worked. Okay. So 575, I give you the breakdown of the Rita Arabia for each nationality. This is what we have done on this column. We used some ifs. Now let's double check that one. I will take Rita Arabia only. The payer. 575, 766. It's the same. Okay. So it's called some ifs. Are there questions? There are many things we can do here based on your requirement, really. If you want to know how much for each episode, you can also do it even simply on the pivot table. I want to know how much for each episode. I can simply put rows episode number. Then see here, for example, 152. I have many lines here. Sorry, episode 171. I have many lines here. If I want to know the total, instead of doing this manually, 1304, 171, it's 1434. EP171C, even I made mistake because I did manually. So up to here, yes, 1434. So doing pivot will give you automated summation, summarizing your data will give you more accurate as well. As long as you always refresh it, do not forget to refresh. I hope it's clear. Anyone has other questions? Also here you can again insert your slicer. For example, I will put payor. Now if I click Gulfrita, it will only show me episodes under Gulfrita. Okay. It's very fun to watch Slicer do its job. If there are no questions anymore, it's clear. I hope it's clear, inshallah. So if there are questions, please, you can even approach me during work. I will gladly assist, inshallah. Thank you all.